At the beginning of June, when you get off at Nakasu Kawabata Station, you'll see this gentleman walking in Japanese-style clothing with Japanese-style sandals on. And people in Fukuoka would know that it's that time of the year again when they see them. The infamous Hakata Gion Yamakasa. Those gentlemen you saw on the street, that's right, they will be participating in the event. What is Yamakasa? Yamakasa is an event dedicated to Susanoo no Mikoto, which is enshrined at the Uden of Kushida Shrine. The event is registered by UNESCO as an important, intangible cultural property for its long history and its venerable tradition. Yamakasa officially starts from July 1st and finishes on 15th. This year marks its 784th anniversary. People in Fukuoka say that when Yamakasa ends, summer arrives. It is a seasonal tradition for them. Nagare. Nagare is an autonomous body specifically built for Yamakasa. One Nagare district consists of 10 to 15 different towns. There are 7 different Nagare districts, and each Nagare district will have their own Yama, a portable shrine to compete. Higashi Nagare, Nakasu Nagare, Nishi Nagare, Chiyo Nagare, Ebisu Nagare, Doi Nagare, and Daikoku Nagare. Kazariyama and Kakiyama. The term Yamakasa, commonly called Yama, means float, and there are 2 distinct types, Kazariyama and Kakiyama. Kazariyama is a float that is about 10 meters in height and decorative. You will find 13 different Kazariyamas within the city. Each float has front and back, and the front will always be facing towards the shrine. Kakiyama, on the other hand, is more compact, less than 1/3 the size of the Kazariyama, and weighs 1 ton. This float is treated as a goshintai and will be carried for the actual race. Back in the day, people would compete by comparing each Yama by its beauty and magnificence. Now, they compete by measuring the time of who runs the fastest. Why did it change? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a daughter of one district of the town of Hakata who married a son of a different district. When they both visited the daughter's district on New Year's, the youths of that district got so jealous of the son and they made fun of him. Well, receiving that news exasperated some of the people in the son's district. Now, before moving any further, here's some backstory. Back then, Yamakasa was not a race. It was a competition of slow procession showing off their brilliance and extravagance. It was a procession so slow that they would take a lunch break midway at temples. That year, Doimachi was running before Tatecho, so as they do every year, Doimachi people were peacefully having lunch. When suddenly, boom, Tatecho ran past Doimachi. Surprised by their appearance, Doimachi went after Tatecho, trying to run past them, and they succeeded. They were basically racing each other. Well, that was some performance for the audience to watch, so much so that it ended up becoming a 700-year-long tradition. During the 784 years of tradition, Yamakasa has faced existential crises multiple times, but they have succeeded in surviving whilst adapting to changes through time. Origin of Yamakasa, Hakata Gion Yamakasa, has a long story. There has been various theories to when this event originated, but the organization of Yamakasa states that the most valid theory is in the year of 1241, when the plague was spreading in the region of Fukuoka, and Shoichi Kokushi, a Buddhist monk, was going around on a segakidana, a Buddhist shelf that was used to feed the hungry spirits, to cleanse the area with holy water to ward off the plague. This ritual linking with the Gion worship led to the development of the Shinto ritual, known as Yamakasa. The festivity marks 784 years of development in 2025. Relations with surrounding temples and shrines. You will encounter shrine after temple after ruin while wandering around the old Hakata district area, some of which is related to Yamakasa. Jotenji Temple. Remember the monk who helped Hakata stop the plague by sprinkling magical water? Well, he founded this temple. After returning from the Song dynasty, Shoichi Kokushi founded Jotenji Temple with the cooperation of Shie Guoming, a Hakata merchant leader. Side note, it is said that Shoichi Kokushi brought the methods for making udon, soba, ryokan, and manju to Japan from the Song dynasty as well. At Jotenji, there are monuments marking it as the birthplace of udon and soba and the birthplace of Yamakasa. Tochoji Temple. During the era of Shinto and Buddhism merging together, a priest from Tochoji served at Kushida Shrine, which allowed the tradition of Yamakasa festival to continue. Because of this historical background, even today, a seido, a sacred path, is set up in front of Tochoji Ochoji during the Yamakasa festival so that the dedication ritual can continue and to show gratitude to the leaders of the shrine. Where it takes place and the schedule. Yamakasa will be taking place in the heart of Hakata. From July 9th to July 15th, there will be some kind of event happening. Oshioitori, the group, aka Nagare, that is on duty for that year, rushes to Hakozaki Beach ahead of the other groups and brings back Oshioi, a sacred sand, in small squares or tebo, a small woven bamboo basket. Of course, they are all dressed in happy coats and shimekomi, a ceremonial headgear worn over a kimono. Zen Nagare Oshioitori. Every group collects the sacred sand. The highlight of this day's event is its scale. On this day, all of the Nagares will head to Hakozaki Beach. Each Nagare will arrive at the beach between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and pray for safety by clapping their hands as the sun sets. They will visit Hakozaki Shrine and Kushida Shrine on the way back. Nagaregaki, the first practice run. This is the very first time the Kakiyama appears. Kaki means carry in Japanese. It is called Kakiyama because they run around special courses while carrying the float. The course and starting time vary from year to year and are not officially announced. So the only way to know for sure is to ask the people in charge of each Nagare in advance. The fact that the floats are carried into narrow alleys show that this festival is deeply rooted in the local community. Asayama, morning Yamakasa. This is also one of the Nagaregaki, but it is also called Shudan-Yamamise, celebration Yamakasa, since the general representatives of the town and foreign officials are invited and entertained early in the morning. Children from the town of duty are also allowed to ride on the cedar wall of the Yamakasa Dai on this day only. Tanagaregaki, carried to other district. This is the only day that the floats are carried twice a day. The name comes from the fact that floats are carried outside of their original district. Some practice carrying the floats at the Seido path of the Kushida Shrine. Oiyama Narashi, practice run for the finale. This is literally a rehearsal for Oiyama, the finale. The Yama will line up, and with Ichiban Yamakasa in front, they will run along the 4-kilometer course in numbered order all the way to the goal at Narayamachi corner. The first Yamakasa is allowed to stop and sing the Hakata celebration song at the time of Kushidairi, just as they do during the Oiyama. The time required for both Kushidairi and all courses are measured. Shudan-Yamamise. This is the only day when the entire Nagare enters the Tenjin district. The event started in 1962 at the request of Fukuoka City. The first stage was held on Showa-dori Avenue, but in 1983, the 1.3-kilometer stretch of Meiji-dori Street between the Gofukumachi intersection and Tenjin Fukuoka City Hall became the stage for the festival. Since 2010, the return trip has also been included in the course, making it possible to enjoy the event from both ways. On this day only, the notabilities of Fukuoka City will be the leader on the outward journey, and they, along with the general managers of the various groups, will be spurring the float carriers on running the course. Nagaregaki, the last practice run before finale. For inexperienced carriers, it is their last chance to carry Yamakasa for the year. During the Oiyama, young and veteran Yamakasa carriers take turns carrying the float. Some Nagare districts practice Kushidairi, shrine entrance ritual, on this day. Oiyama, grand finale. The heat and intensity of the event is indescribable and something that you can only experience in Hakata. So, instead of showing you the actual finale race, let me give you some tips to enjoy the last day of this event. If Yamakasa sparks your curiosity, come experience it firsthand. There's nothing like seeing it with your own eyes. Lineup of all Kakiyama. From 2 a.m., each float will leave their areas and start lining up on the road of Doidori Street. The viewers also patiently await the starting time. The enthusiasts among them will even wait from the day before. You can see the entire view from our 9th floor balcony. Starting point and entering the shrine. The first Yamakasa carries out the Kushidairi and turns to the signal of the big drum. Only the first Yamakasa is permitted to stop in front of Kushida Shrine and sing the traditional Hakata Gion Yamakasa, Hakata celebration song during the Kushidairi. Starting with the first Yama, each float enters Kushida Shrine at 5-minute intervals. To watch the event from inside Kushida Shrine, you must purchase a ticket that is sold at Kushida Shrine on June 26th. The actual running course and the goal. After succeeding in Kushidairi, they proceed along the approximately 5-kilometer Oiyama course from the shrine to the turnaround point at the corner of Sasakimachi, running at full speed while carrying the float. The times for both the Kushida Shrine entrance and the entire course are officially recorded. The route of the course is in a zigzag shape. so you could go ahead of the running men and enjoy the race in multiple places, finishing ritual at each district. Once the race is over, each nagare will go back to their district and immediately deconstruct the float. This is to prevent the misfortunes attracted by the Yamakasa from escaping outside. At some districts, part of the decorations are taken home to serve as protection for the household. No performance in Kushida Shrine. At 6 a.m., a performance of Shizume no No, a ritual no play dedicated to Susano no Mikoto, will take place on the no stage at Kushida Shrine. The no performance is offered immediately after the intense ritual of Kushidairi, in which the deity is stirred through a vigorous display. It serves to calm the now aroused god and to console the divine spirit. With this offering of no, the Hakata Gion Yamakasa festival is considered to have been successfully and properly concluded. If this video drew your attention, you may have the potential of becoming a Yamakasa expert yourself. Come and stay with us at WeBase HAKATA, located in the heart of Yamakasa.